no. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that's dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Oh my gosh. And I'm going to be dry begging the ability to continue to troll Sarasota Tim until the trial date. We have 56 days to go. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody is doing great this evening. I don't know how Sarasota's Tim is doing this evening. We got a lot to cover, everybody. Oh my goodness. So we got quite a lot to cover, because if you have been following the saga of Sarasota Tim and the stolen golf clubs, then there have been some major updates to this. And I hope that JJ is not going to mind that we are going to be sharing his video this evening from Johnny Vegas. So we actually have heard from Johnny Vegas. There was finally, I took a look because JJ had put out a video about it, I think, and Darling had responded that it would be great if the community could just hear from JJ, and expect, or not really us, but Tim's community more, because Tim's community is an echo chamber that is never going to hear the truth. Okay, so any hopes of anybody like hardcore in Tim's comment section actually believing anything from any of us haters, that's not going to happen. Those are some hardcore Sarasota Tim diehard fan stands over there. So I don't think we need to come in. Hey, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? Hi. Oh, my nice smile. Well, thank you. Yeah, we've had a busy day today. Not as busy as Tim's, maybe, trying to hide from everybody. I have found out that Roscoe weighs 71 pounds. So I hope everyone's doing great as well. Yeah, what up, everyone? Nice to see. Hey, David, come on in. Yeah, Fred and Raffaella, they are having to harbor our friend Sarasota Tim at the moment. Definitely having to harbor him. But we have so much to cover tonight. We're going to have fun. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. Oh, happy lunchtime. I hope it's not too cold today in New Zealand, Catherine. Good to see you, Stacy. Come on in. Hey, Anna, come on in. Come on in. We got Love Them Flowers are here. The gang is here. Johnny is here. You volunteered to drive to Florida and pick up those clubs with Johnny Vegas. Well, just be careful. I wouldn't approach Tim. I promise you, anytime Tim feels threatened, his gun starts to appear next to him in his videos. That I noted about the time that New York Dan had visited Tim, or was visiting that area and talking about Tim. Tim is very aware of the community, and he got quite feisty last night. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So I am hoping that JJ is not going to mind. Yes, he does. Us playing. Hey, Scott, it's good to see you. Yes, he did. Oh, you've been blocked and deleted now? He took it for a few days. Well, don't worry, Scott. I took some screenshots of your comments. So we'll do now that I know you've been blocked and deleted, and I actually saved on my phone a number of your comments, maybe we'll do a RIP to you in Tim's comment section. I can't do it to taps though, because that's disrespectful. But I could do it maybe to some other type of funeral sounding music that's maybe royalty free. I might even pay for the royalty on that one and write it off on my Schedule C like Sarasota Tim does. Yes, I know. We had fun reading you trolling him. So I think I saved a few of those. So we'll have some fun with that. I'll put together a video. That doesn't take too long. Hopefully I've got a little bit more time lately. And the greater the channel does, obviously, as far as, just more people coming into the streams, and just it does very well. And it enables me to have more time to troll Tim. and make more fun things to troll him. So that said, and though we're very sad, Sarasota Tim said to Scott, being in his comment section, he got upset and he pushed it away. But you know what? I am upset, and I give you one of these because I thought you did an awesome job trolling him, and but you know, his comment section always assumes that it's everybody else that's triggered, not them. I mean, they got so excited because Tim actually had some views on a video recently. So, but talking about subscribers, and this is the first thing we'll bring up in the miscellaneous file on Sarasota Tim today. So there's been, like I said, a lot going on. Tim is, you know, trying to keep comments in his comment section because his channel is on the downward slide. He is completely acting as if he does not have in 56 days to be standing in front of a judge in Virginia Beach, Virginia, on a $30,000 lawsuit that he caused. Now, if you haven't watched everything on the YouTubes recently, Zachary Michael, they did a spectacular roast of Tim yesterday. I mean, just roasted Tim. And they even gave a shout out to Life and Vibe and the community and wanting to keep up with our trial, because I think it is very important. There are a lot of small creators, I know I keep belaboring this point, small creators that are bullied and channels terminated by malicious actors because of, you know, if you make any commentary around them and use any of their material in their own words to actually educate and inform people. And we certainly do use Tim's own words to educate and inform around here. He has no shame. No, he does not. No, he will never will. And if you watch my recent video where I actually broke down it was a video, not a live stream. I actually broke down the reason why Tim believes these golf clubs are gifted. And again, he uses this language again, and it explains very clearly the thought process of this pseudo philosophical cult that Tim was part of called Neotech, started by a gentleman called Frank R. Wallace. And he very much believes that he is a value producer and that he is able to, take that asymmetrical alignment of that particular item to him because he was a bigger value producer and would get more value out of it than Johnny Vegas. And so in Tim's mind, he has created this whole script as to how he can take off with $2,500 of somebody else's property and not see it as thieving. Just literally and literally change the narrative in his mind to convince himself that what he did was right and proper. And that's what makes him just so just out there. Yeah, Margaret's good too. Yeah, you watch that? You did? He gave him, they gave Tim they gave him a good roasting. It's funny. Yes, they are very funny. And they really roasted Tim last night. So if you haven't caught that, and I'm hoping they will follow up further with the case, because like I said, it's with small creators that can be bullied by someone who's a larger creator like Tim. And if you find out that this person's problematic and Tim is problematic, having somebody who is a fan, a subscriber, and somebody you've met up with and taking their property that was lent to you and not having an issue, and then the people that are the echo chamber that agree and don't seem to, want to find some sort of something in the language to assume that Tim is the rightful owner. And it's only because Tim changed that language. It's not because he rightfully owned that property. There is no law in the United States that says that if you lent something of that value to somebody on the understanding it was to be returned, that the person goes off with it. Otherwise, you would never even lend your neighbor a lawnmower. I mean, that just defeats the purpose of anybody ever wanting to be kind or lend anybody anything. But Tim is just, I mean, have you heard that he went and returned all his shorts back to Amazon? And then he talked about, I think it's in this video, ironing out his clothes and stuff. Wild. Okay, we're going to listen to this one today because it was wild because because JV. Oh, yeah. Oh, and awful. Didn't even give him a phone call. Spoke to him later on. And then, once he realized, I mean, this video goes over it. So we're going to play that. I do not think that JJ is going to get upset that I play the video that he had from Johnny Vegas this evening. And we're going to take a look at that. Yeah. No, you're here. There you go. I confirmed you. Okay. Why are we? Well, deleted on Tim's channel? Oh, I have no idea. Remember, I don't encourage anyone to go over there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he did take Dwayne's wife. So the clubs mean nothing. Absolutely. They don't mean anything. Hey, JJ, are you okay with me playing your video? I appreciate that because this confirms exactly if you went back and saw the video that I did, that I talked about my very nice conversation with Johnny Vegas a long time ago. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hit the mic. Over like a year ago. And he told me the story. We had a long conversation just before he went for his heart transplant. And he explained to me this whole situation. And this is exactly, nothing has changed on this. Sarasota Tim is a thief. He has no issue. He really is. And I'm sorry. His community that supports him, pitiful. They are pitiful. I mean, I have nothing really, and then Mama Tex sent him the money. I won't spoil that one for you. You posted Johnny Vegas's video explaining the whole thing, and it was great. Yes. Well, we're going to see all of that. We're going to watch all that. So this is the plan. We're going to watch a little bit of, we're going to watch this really stunning video that Tim had from this morning. But first, we're going to try to figure out what's going on with this provided by Miss Vicky. Hey, come on in. So this, we're going to add this one to the stage. Okay. So this, and let me take Tim off for a second. Let me add this. Okay. So over here, hide you guys, not that I don't adore you. Okay, so thank you, Miss Vicky, for this. It may also have been shared by Miss Vicky, but we just want to troll Tim, especially with 56 days left to trial. So this morning at 8:22 a.m., Sarasota Tim, on June the 18th, 2026, Tim had hey, Tex Man. Hi, come on in. Yes, it is a great video from Johnny Vegas. Tim had 67,200 subs. What? Yeah, exactly. Watch this. So Miss Vicky sent this. And then suddenly, let me see. Is that, yeah, okay. Then, is that the right one? Let me remove this one. Hold on. I'm removing this. Oh, there we go. Let me add this. There we go. Oh, that made it odd. Okay, let me do that. There we go. That looks better. Hey, he had at 11:29 a.m. today, Thursday, June 18th, 2026. He suddenly had 67,233 subs. So somehow, miraculously, in the space of 3 hours, Tim, with that just stellar content that he pops out, managed to gain 33 subscribers. Well, I don't know. There is a way that you can do like promotions of your videos and you can say you're promoting it for subscribers. And I almost have a feeling, okay, let's pull up Social Blaze. Okay. Okay, hear me out. My thought is that video that Tim had recently, do you think he put that one out, the one with the RV out for promotion and got 33 subs? Or do you think he just bought 33 subs? I don't know. He's deep. I know he is deep. I don't know if he's the one who actually is the one. Well, it wouldn't make sense because that video came out a while back ago. Do you think he just bought 33 subs? Because there is a way legally through like YouTube that you can, I mean, it's kind of frowned upon, and I've done it to troll Tim on certain videos. I will not lie. There have been certain videos that Tim struck down at the beginning of the year. And the moment I was able to have them restored following the counter notification, specifically the one about Miss Jolene, I did pay for it to be promoted on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we need to get those likes up. I got to dry bag for that one. Hold on, David. I haven't dry bagged yet. I got to get it going.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
That's just some straight begging, actually. It's not even dry. It's so see what happened here. Oh my gosh. So it's just the fun that we get to have with Tim. All right. So what is Tim doing recently with as far as his as far as his money and stuff is concerned? So we're going to get into the videos of, oh gosh, every advertisement in the world is coming up. Okay. So obviously we're only ever going to see 67.2 subs. He's like not gained any subscribers. Like no gains. Hold on, let me make me smaller. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm not even sharing the right tab. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hey, that's better, Ray. Share the page that you're actually trying to talk about. Sorry, these things are just hit with advertising. So this is Tim's what they call Social Blade account. It talks about how many subs and views he has. You know, the ranks. I don't think I even exist here. I'm that small. So now he used to have a much higher monthly estimated earnings. Now he's sitting at around $91, the low end, up to 1.5. And 1.5 is not where Tim wants to be. And they sometimes hit on the low end too. Yeah, it is good. We're going to watch that video shortly. Hey, Catherine, Sammy, I'm glad to see everybody. I hope I've said hi. He's no idea. I have no idea either. But he has enough videos coming out, and he has enough people and probably just enough hate watch. Sometimes the rage bait can make you views. And then he put out that one where he got the good views. It must be this one where we see sometimes he's getting 20,000 views, 19,000 views. And this might be still coming off. But look at the number of videos. So this day we had 6 videos. Here, one video, 17,000 views. Interesting. How did we get that many views in one video out? See, we can understand 7 videos and 19,000 views. 6 videos, 20,000 views. Like the RV one would have done well. Look at here. 9 videos. He got less than 10,000 views, guys. That's just incredible. Now, they're saying anywhere from 2 to 33. They're very low. I have to say, I sometimes think Social Blade hits really low. JV put Tim's back against the wall. Oh, Tim is going to be the king of the spin and the talker of the turncoats. He thinks that everybody who's ever approached him wants to be his boyfriend from what we learned last night. Okay, let's get into it because there's a lot, guys. There's so much. Okay, so Tim's just, his numbers. I mean, he's still pulling in numbers to make money, guys. And a lot of it might be because of his previous videos, and the Social Security still might be getting hits. YouTube is still going to be promoting him because of that video that did so well. But you can see here, look at this. July of 2023, that's when the Social Security video hit and just his channel just took off. Look at that. That shows you the power of one viral video. And then he did pretty well for a while. He was gaining subs. And then suddenly, whoa, 2024 came. And I guess this is when more people started to make commentary around him and just kind of pointing out some of the irregularities. Tim probably deleting comments as he does. Didn't like people that were just trying to simply give him advice. And then here he had a spike. This is when he went back out to this spike coincides when he went traveling. So he kind of started to gain a little bit more subscribers there. Oh, sorry. And then he actually started losing subs. Sorry, this is and then sorry, I don't mean to do it that way. I'm trying to move the months along. Okay, then we get to where we are presently. And sorry. Oh. That went out of control. And he's like nowhere. Anyway, I made that look messy. There we go. But anyway, there's his views. And look at his views here. He had that's where his high hit, and most of those views in those came right at this time. This was when the big videos, and he made a lot of money from this, guys. And then ever since then, it's been pretty much, down here. So his views are sitting down in this area, which is still decent number of views, but he puts out a lot of content to get 350, and he's still probably getting some views from the previous stuff, but that is starting to fall less and less. And then as we get closer to trial date, then obviously we're going to also get a chance to impact that because I have to send that judgment to YouTube. So yeah, that's going to be fun. All right, let me get back over to this tab. Okay, so I think I've already got them at 1.5 speed. So this was this morning's video. He is just doubling down on this golf. And so I'm very glad that Johnny, because I know Johnny has not wanted to involve himself in this. And so, many of us have expressed that obviously we know what the true story is. And Tim is just going to continuously talk about the fact that he was gifted them. Look at this. He obviously did something at the gym because he's got sweat on his chest. Oh, God. I really don't want to see where Tim's got his pectoral muscles covered in sweat there. That's my polite way of saying his pectoris. You hope Johnny Vegas gets tons of views. And yes, I hope so too. I hope it does too. We're going to play it tonight, guys. Obviously, go also to the one on JJ's, the original page. But we're just going to play it because just in case somebody finds me and we can direct them over to JJ.
Hey, How's it going, everybody? Sarasota, Tim.
Well,
is he going to turn on Bluetooth and disconnect me? Probably. Swearing like a whore in church.
Oh my gosh.
Well, folks,
I cannot believe he said that. I mean, I don't care. I find it degrading because he likes to say anything that just degrades a female. That's his just sort of lateral, aggression to me. It's his hostile misogyny is actually what it is. There's two types of misogynists, hostile and benevolent. And Tim certainly falls in the hostile category. And for somebody who tries to proclaim his religious virtues as much as this person who said that his audience asked by popular demand that he act like Prophet Tim and do a Crushing It for Christ, comes out and talks that way. And it's shocking because most of the people still supporting your nonsense, Mr. Baker, are actually women.
it ain't the golf clubs. It was me, but it ain't me anymore. You ain't even going to believe how good I am. I am crushing them. I figured out one thing I was doing wrong. I was standing too close to my ball after I hit it. Think about that. It's a joke. I was struggling one day 100 years ago on a golf course playing with a guy I never met before.
He does say it very flippantly. He does.
Before, and I was already embarrassed and struggling and angry and trying to keep it all inside. And you got to say that the right way. You got to pause. He says, "You're standing too close to your ball after you hit it." That broke the ice in a hurry. And so, folks, the Tom Segudo.
Now, didn't he say right at the beginning? We're going to go back. Didn't he say, just to listen because I was distracted after that comment? He talks about the golf clubs that were gifted. I think it was this one. No, it was the morning chat. That's right. That I played this one because I wanted to play that ridiculous comment. That's right. Okay. Let's go to the actual one. Okay. So just to clarify, that is the comment that I wanted to play that comment because I forgot in my miscellaneous. I have my notes, but they're scanty. I was trying to get ready. The miscellaneous. I wanted to play that comment from yesterday because that was a foul comment. That was just disgusting. Okay, let's go to the one from this morning because this is where he actually is like, it's this one. Okay, this is one I want to listen to. Hold on,
yesterday
Tim.
there was a lot of
Tim. I got to go back. This is the video I wanted to play. All right. Are you at 1.5, Tim? Yes. Let me make you big. All right. He starts too soon. Just always a great visual of Bradenton.
From beautiful South Florida down here on the Sun Coast in Sarasota, Bradenton area. I'm heading over to the driving range to try out my swing with these golf clubs that were gifted to me that are awesome. It's not the clubs. I just left the Amazon.
I know JJ had pointed this out also today. But it's just to listen to his double down into the echo chamber that is the Sarasota Tim community that supposedly has somebody who's an officer of the law and does not seem to have any issues around supporting somebody who wantedly takes people's property and does not return it. I think that's disgusting. And I think policeman Dawn, whoever you are, you obviously suck. I can't help but think that because they know his community is well aware of this situation And so for this, like Mama Tex to send him coffee donations, which she's going to say in a moment, I think it's just, it shows that these are really his audience. What's remaining are despicable human beings. And they just see it as a competition between Tim and this community, because we actually have identified that he's just a really bad human being. And they, for whatever reason, seem to think that supporting this just foul human being is like makes them so much better people. And I just like, yeah, exactly. Me too. I mean, he's like, think about it. He talks to himself. Right. But there's obviously people that communicate, because there was those subscribers that met up with him at the Moose Lodge. And they're supposedly people who are educated. So they obviously are not aware of what we say, or really, just ignore it, or just don't care that he's taking off with people's property. I mean, it just shows that they lack character too. I don't care how much money, what type of jobs these people have. They lack character. Anybody that thinks this is a good human being, and after I read the wanton lies that he wrote to the judge, let me see, where is that stuff? Let me remind everybody just how often Tim likes to lie. Here we are, Tim New Letter. I think this is the one where I edited it out. Let me see. There it is. All right. Let us remind everybody here exactly what Tim likes to tell the judge. I am a 67-year-old senior citizen living on a fixed retirement income. I reside full-time in my travel trailer located in Bradenton, Florida, traveling over 1,000 miles each way to Virginia Beach constitutes an extreme financial and physical hardship for me. I am representing myself pro se and fully intend to participate in good faith to defend myself, as evidenced by my timely filed grounds of defense with 0 exhibits and written by AI, which the judge is going to tell clearly is written that way, and is actually going to think that you are being wantonly ignorant to the court. So no, that grounds of defense actually could be seen as not following formal court procedure. So no, it wasn't good. And special plea and ball, whatever that motion was that you're now referring to as a special plea and ball, is considered denied. So that day, God forgot to cash you out on that ATM. I understand the plaintiff has submitted voluminous bills of particulars. Well, you know what? That's called evidence, Tim, for my case, in order for me to win judgment of over $30,000, because you're a malicious abuser of YouTube's copyright system flags, and you don't actually use it for copyright. You weaponize it to silence your critics, because you don't actually follow up on any proper federal court action, which is what you're supposed to do. Because when you sign off on that stuff with YouTube, Tim, and use their third-party system, you know what you say? Under perjury, I've got this. But since I know you follow the teachings of Frank R. Wallace and his neotech nonsense, I know whatever you put here doesn't mean anything, because you think you're some type of sovereign citizen, God-man superior, whatever. Okay. I understand. However, my legal defense is exceptionally narrow and straightforward. It doesn't matter, because my statutes are very straightforward too. And under 18.2-499, which is malicious intent to destroy somebody's business, and 18.2-500, which is with conspiracy, which I actually have written posts from you, Mr. Baker, in such a way that you have admitted to conspiracy. Once the case is over, we'll share that stuff. You did some nasty things on this platform. Talk about your haters. That's your neotech stuff. If you are so snowflake like you are, Mr. Baker, you need to take yourself off the YouTube, sir. Because part of what happens here is fair use commentary and criticism, especially for folk like you. Yeah, he has no... Yeah, he's going to be doing damage control. Yeah, his federal preemption stuff. This is absolute garbage. I'm not even going to bother that. Yeah, because my defense relies heavily. Can you believe this nonsense? On the courts didn't even file this. Okay, he sent this reconsideration. This never was filed by the clerk in Virginia Beach. This got put not even in the file. So usually they would include this, and you would see it like in the microfiche, like when they scan the stuff in the PDFs. They didn't scan this in. This went to the trash can. They are not giving this to the judge. And the fact that you even put the clerk's name on here is just absolutely out of control. Because my defense relies heavily on a clear lesson of statutory law rather than extensive physical evidence or witnesses, my testimony can be easily, cleanly, and effectively presented via WebEx without disrupting the efficiency of the court. No, Tim, the court wants to see you because the judge wants to throw the book at you. Just this is the sort of level of arrogant audacity that it takes to steal $2,500 of somebody's personalized golf clubs. And then he has an audience that's just like all about it, just laughable. I have zero respect for any of them. They're all just the worst. He's all right. Keep going, Tim, because you were absolutely out of control.
Amazon return center here, a local location, and returned all of those shorts I bought, and have 5 new ones on the way. So out with the old and in with the new. Shout out to Miss Mama Tex for supporting the channel. She bought me some coffees, and so I'll be going to Walmart later today. I won't be running out, and I'll be loading up with some new.
Yeah, especially since Tim sends those letters without any exhibits to actually show that any of that is evidentiarily in a court. And one thing in Virginia, they run on procedure and evidence. Now, you might have got things in timely, but you did not follow the evidentiary part of it.
McDonald's coffee, baby. Best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Thank you very much, Mama Tex. You're a great supporter of the channel. Great person to be in the community. Thanks for all your comments, all that you do, all that you've done. This guy just ran a red light. I got him on video. Others that have supported me on the channel through Amazon and the Buy Me a Coffee, hey, to you too. So it's going to be.
I mean, there are people that still send this deadbeat dad money is astounding. Wow. They do enough with you dry begging the AdSense, Tim, which is totally in violation of YouTube's terms of service.
The Father's Day weekend this weekend, and we have the U.S. Open going on this weekend. A lot of exciting things happening. I'll be at the pool today with Fred and Rafaela for as long as we can stand the heat. 92 degrees today, which means 102.
Not with that lowered AdSense. He definitely is no longer paying it forward. That went to the wayside a while back ago. Ever since he had one order recently that was a big one. I think he did one that was pretty sizable, and he paid it, and he looked so mad. I don't think he's done one since.
Anyway, with the heat index. So just get in the water. Just get in the water. That's all you can do. And that's what we do down here. The beach, and yesterday there was a lot of breeze, so the beach had to be really good. But I had enough color, and I was just taking a day of rest yesterday. and just chilled out.
Well, Tim's mentioning Father's Day to hopefully get his audience to send him Father's Day gift cards. That's all I can think. Because his kids aren't going to do anything for him. His daughter might send him a Scooters gift card. One of his children I know is not speaking to him, and I don't blame them. And the other one I think does speak to him somewhat. But this was the child that was abandoned by Tim in order for Tim to run off and pursue his neotech dream. So baby Christopher was the child of he and the third wife. There's the daughter, which is the first wife and he's child. Then there's the second son, who's in California, who is Tim Baker Jr., and he does not, I understand, have any type of speaking relationship with Tim, even though it seemed like Tim had some type of custody of him when he married the third wife and had then Christopher with the third wife. But then in that time, and who knows what happened to the son, Tim, the second son I'm talking about, Tim Jr., because Tim talked about all this in his Neotech video when he was talking about the relationship with the third wife. And just knowing and having heard Tim's, because Tim puts all his history out there, so he's an absolute locale, so we know everything. We know that he then left for this Neotech, which is the first time I'd ever heard him mention it. He talked about Neotech and the secrets to wealth, and following that, and because his wife was a Christian, and he, part of Neotech is, foregoing any type of religion. And so they butted heads on that, and that's where they ended up splitting up. So that's where he ended up leaving a child to pursue the Neotech dream. So I can't blame any of these children for not wanting to talk to this man on Father's Day, or at least minimally.
So today it's active day. I skipped the gym this morning on doing my 30-minute cardio because I don't want to spend all my energy at the on the elliptical. I want to use it over here at the range. And I am going to be practicing playing with a 6 and a 7 iron, a pitching wedge, and a putter. That's why I'm going to be playing golf. I'm going to hit that ball right down the middle of the fairway. I'm going to dial in this new swing I've got. I'll be the only person in South Florida that can play midnight golf. I can drive right down the middle of the fairway and find my ball. Now I'll video.
It's okay, Junebug. Junebug's getting the nightmares coming because she can hear Tim talking.
Too, I'll show you guys.
Oh, really?
So right now it's
really, you're going to show us your golf? Because you must have heard us all saying if we don't see it, you don't know. Because he said last night he was watching all these. Oh my God, his video from last night. He talked about a bunch of stuff. And I'm sure he was watching us. He probably going back and forth, like peeking in on us and then like watching his other stuff. Probably watches one on the phone and one on the TV. Like, all mad.
88 at 8:26 in the morning. You gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it.
I don't know if anybody's heard of Bermuda grass. My goodness, my allergies have been appalling. I was like, what is, oh my goodness. Supposedly it's new to our area. Virginia is already horrible for allergies.
What else? Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
I think you'll notice that the comment section has been cleaned up a little bit. We have to do a little housekeeping.
Patty says, let's not forget his infamous Father's Day statement of 2024. He thought Tammy was going to buy them a house with the insurance money. He told us the RV was below his pay grade. Yes, at that time, the 25 Flagstaff 25-foot FKBS was, I love the BS because that's perfect. Was the not the best thing ever, but now it is. It absolutely is. Yeah, justice for Dwayne. Always. Bermuda shorts. Yeah, Bermuda grass is something else. All right, let's go back because Tim here, guys. No shame, remorse.
Everybody. I think you'll notice that the comment section has been cleaned up a little bit. We have to do a little housekeeping. Some people, it's called trigger. They get triggered when they see, success. When success is being portrayed and happiness, they're like triggered. Oh, here we go. Police coming out.
Does anyone think that Tim is displaying happiness and joy and positivity? He had his little finger itching, just absolutely itching last night to send copyright strikes to channels. Oh, he's just so mad. So the only thing that he could do, because he can't strike the commentary channels, because he knows he's literally going to court for that, is to clean up the comment section, because he had allowed it for a little bit of time. And obviously he just couldn't take it any further. And his trolls aren't even that bad. At least they're not saying the sort of, misogynistic garbage that mine say. And I let mine stay up there. All the people are like, oh, you don't have boyfriends. David says, Timmy said too much when he said he was gifted the devotional book. And he got a notification on his phone. Right. Fake gifts. Oh, yeah. I mean, Tim's list of just the trying to get hotel discounts for stolen valor, just sipping extra coffee off of the Wawa gas station, the $58,400, probably way too much EIDL loan for his door-to-door coupon business, which was probably netting him around just under $30,000 a year, which probably that was what Tim put in his pocket, which, would be a decent amount. Oh, I guess, for selling all that stuff. Oh, the Omaha Steaks. Well, I don't know. Darling investigated the Omaha Steaks, and supposedly Police Dawn did send those, but we never saw the recent ones that he complained about. Do you remember he said he was going to get another box of them because he complained about the steaks? I don't think we ever saw him get another box, because he would show it off, wouldn't he? Oh my gosh. I mean, he's definitely had to lose a lot of financial support from his community. I mean, at that peak, there was a time that Tim was getting, at one point we calculated $1,000 or more a month in just his buy me a coffee. And he was probably doing very well on his AdSense at that time. And this is not about jealousy or hate at all. It's just surprising that when somebody is doing very well, people like to be close to the success. Yeah. And so I'm sure that is what inspired people. People wanted to help this person out, And I guess, and I know even some folks in this community donated, and that's perfectly fine. I know for whatever reason, Tim inspired people. People thought initially this was a good man. Yeah, to buy me a coffee on his tax returns. I wonder. I mean, I certainly claimed mine. But I also, I had to calculate, all the fees that got taken out also too. A certain amount for the banking and that. It's not a huge amount. It's certainly a lot less than YouTube. So it's certainly better than, sometimes the chunk that YouTube takes. But YouTube also advertises you and allows you to stream your content on their platform. So, if they get a cut in it, that's great. Now, obviously, would I like YouTube to promote me more because I would love to grow our community? Absolutely. Is it difficult because Tim sent 10 false copyright removal requests in YouTube that has now put me in the bottom of the algorithmic barrel? Yeah, he did that. Did he want to kill my business? Absolutely. Am I jealous of Tim? No, I am not. I am here because Tim gives medical misinformation, and I do not like that. Am I a scorned potential suitor to Sarasota Tim, pursuing him in his emails? Hell no. Every time I hear Tim say something like that, oh my goodness, he has got really some delusions of grandeur that do not need to happen. All right, let me get back to Tim.
We got the 20-mile-an-hour speed zone here for the school. We'll slow her down to a crawl. Yeah, police coming up behind me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So let's see what he does. He's got his lights on.
Is that the original devotional book? Because there was the devotional book, and that may have come from Deb, the one he reads from. The other, I think we're referring to, is the big print Bible. Because somebody supposedly sent the big print Bible. And that's the one I think we're referring to, not the devotional. But thank you for clarifying.
He just killed him. He was coming out of that mobile home park. Now he's got his signal on. He's sitting right over there, just inside the 20-mile-an-hour flashing zone. Be careful. They don't play with that school, buddy. So another great day to be alive. I'm feeling very energetic again this morning. Had a couple of cups of coffee with my heavy whipping cream. Let's grab a cup. Right here's a McDonald's. Let's get us a senior with 4.
I wonder how he's feeling now that Johnny Vegas says that he's a thief publicly. Tim probably doesn't care. This man, I am starting to wonder if he has some type of antisocial personality disorder. Somebody asked me about that, like sociopathic. I don't know about sociopathic because, I mean, he certainly has some behaviors from his youth. I don't want to talk about necessarily the grooming from the older woman and what he did when he was 16, because I still think he was a child and that was wrong of her. So I'd never really try to judge about that one as much as he tries to sort of paint it over. I do believe that running away from home and some of the behavioral things that he talks about, that he tries to act like they were cool, they actually could be potentially thought of deviant behaviors as a teenager, young teenager, running away from home, the way that he did, just because he didn't really like the relationship with his stepmother and potentially all the other kids at the house, even though he had his own space in the garage. Just any idea of, the rules, the regulations, that was making him want to break away. He knew his mom had issues around alcohol and was an unstable parent, really. And therefore, he would be able to get away with more whatever he wanted to, which is what he did. He dropped out of school and found himself married very young. And in reality, in the realms of psychiatry, a lot of those behaviors that Tim describes would describe somebody with a deviant behavior, and that generally seen in young teenage is somebody is displaying more potential for having antisocial behaviors as an adult. So yeah, not treating or diagnosing Tim. Have I studied a lot of psychiatry and advanced psychiatric pharmacology and so forth? Yes. Am I a medical professional? Yes.
Cream with the paper cup. Am I out of the school zone yet? Am I safe? Safe. Go! I'm telling you, folks, it's going to be a great weekend.
APD.
I think that Sunday will be
feature MPD.
Relatively slow at the beach and stuff because these holidays.
You think he's falling into that area? You think he's falling into that? Is a DSM identified feature of the MPD? Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that having that antisocial, is a feature. So that seeing that antisocial will be part of the narcissistic personality disorder. So I'm kind of, because I've always kind of, I don't like to obviously, treat a diagnose because we have no physical assessment, thankfully, of Tim. But his sort of like grandiose narcissism is just really apparent. So you would agree with that? That's an antisocial person. Yes. Well, it certainly falls in the diagnostic statistical manual of a mental disorder. Yeah, they go, hand in glove. Yeah, and I'm wondering too if he has like a comorbid psychiatric actually going on, because just that taking of the golf clubs without any sense of remorse is more definitely falling into like an antisocial personality. That's kind of, even though he tries to use like that, talk about it being gifted. So I'm wondering if he's like and it's very common to carry both of those comorbidities very easily. Off the charts, yeah. So Carl Jung says some come away exhausted from social interaction because they don't converse, they put on a performance. And I often think that's why Tim needs to decompress for hours at a time alone, because everything he does is an absolute performance. And at the moment, he's going to be trying to take as much of the air conditioning and swimming pool over at Lakewood Ranch at Fred and Rafaela's. And I think he's been barred probably from filming over there, because we haven't seen anything since like one of their birthdays. And I think maybe, they're not doing it. Yeah, not diagnosing. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We do not diagnose a treat on this channel. It's just for education, information purposes only. That's right. Anything I talk about legally is not me giving legal advice either. All the disclaimers. All the disclaimers. Hold on. I've got more disclaimers. Fair use for Tim. Everything I do is within fair use, Tim, as explained to you by my copyright attorney from a very expensive white shoe attorney's firm, Williams Mullen. You only hear of Carl Jung on YouTube. 12-step book. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's most that Tim hasn't found the AI version of Carl Jung or objectivism yet.
People tend to, take their dads to lunch and dinner and mall shopping or whatever they do, come over to the house and everything. I know that Police Don and others have told me they've got big family get-togethers that they do every
Police Don needs to have his badge revoked
every year.
I know
where the kids get together with them and, spoil them rotten. And a lot of you have told me that you're having that. My kids, they're a million miles away, but I will definitely be hearing from them, and as I do regularly.
Every time you cough, Tim, it sounds like you're trying to hide something.
And so that's going to be cool. But I'm looking forward to watching.
I've decided that's your lie tick. Every time you lie, Tim, you cough.
Watching the U.S. Open and playing some golf. And I'm praying when I get over here to the range, which is down here about a mile, I got to circle around going to McDonald's right here and get this coffee. If I can dial in that swing, I've got it in my mind now. Been watching the guy's video, Segudo Golf. Tom Segudo. I'll be putting my hip over to the left, leaning all that weight on that left foot.
With a pair of stolen golf clubs.
Keeping that trailing arm tucked in. Yeah. So anyway, when I get over the range and find out how I did, I'll update you guys. But for right now, let's grab some coffee. Crush it.
We get no video from the range, of course. All right, Tim. Let's see how you got ratioed by the audience. Oh, this is what we love to see. Tim with 74 likes on this video and 142 dislikes. That's a full ratio like to dislike. Woo! Whoa, those numbers look terrible. That looks terrible. How does that show up on your board? Oh my gosh. Do you actually get negative percentage in YouTube? Obviously not, but that's a pretty low percentage of like in his overall number, man. Oh my gosh. It's a 2-to-1. I know it's a 2-to-1 ratio. And it's a terrible percentage. I mean, you guys are awesome and give lots of likes. So my like percentage is like 96% likes on my videos. So to get this type of like, I may get 3 or 4 dislikes. And that's probably coming from Tim's most hardcore supporters. And if I have somebody I've really irritated in the community, I might get 7 or 8 dislikes. I really, am very fortunate on my, all of it is engagement, obviously. So as much as we look at it, YouTube just looks at that as engagement. It's really there for the creator to see, was your video popular with the audience? Because YouTube just sees it as an engagement. But it's fun for us to see how horribly Tim gets ratioed. Every once in a while, I watch Miss Vicky's short vid of Tim dancing in his yoga pants. Oh, yeah, that is freaking hilarious. Yeah, I see it too. That one pops up in my feed as well, and it is really funny. She needs to make the belly bigger. You don't see any. Oh, well, it's because I have an extension that I added to my Chrome in order to show the likes to dislikes, because I know as an audience, we just enjoy the metrics. Dislike extension, hit share more than more. It's a red app. I love the ones in the high 20s or low 40s. Yeah, it was some free thing I found. Hasn't taken over my account yet. Okay. We got some fun happening here, guys. Okay, we're actually going to take a quick look at Johnny Vegas's video. We're not going to watch these two. And then we're going to listen to the last little part of Tim's evening chat last night, because he just got unhinged. So let's take a look at, oh gosh, poor Mikey. Poor Mikey. Mikey is another one who is definitely a hostile misogynist. His misogyny is so hostile. And thank you, JJ, for giving us the go ahead to play this video here. So let me see if I can get this in a bigger screen. There we go. Oh, there's our friend Johnny Vegas. How did 74 people like that video? That's a good question. I have no idea.
Good morning, everybody. This is Johnny Vegas. I finally got a chance to talk.
74 people who don't care that Tim's a thief. That's 74 people that really think they're like, just like patriots, man. Just like absolutely patriotic. Just the best that America has to offer. I was born here. I carry an American passport. I was born in Virginia. Do I have a foreign accent? Yes. Did I live abroad and get educated in schools in other countries? Yes. What happens when you live in foreign countries as a small child and have, foreign step parents? You get funny foreign accents. And then obviously I continued to live and work around a lot of English people right up until my 30s. And so it got pretty cemented by that point. But it's just, Tim's talking about, at some point in one of his videos today, he does talk about returning items again. He's just out, he's getting really manic, guys. I tell you, he's going to get manic.
Everything what happened with Tim about the golf clubs. So I'm here at my country club. I want to play golf in a little while. But I loaned Tim the clubs back in the time when I had my shoulder surgery. He came into Vegas and he didn't have any clubs, so he said he was going to rent a set. I said, well, you're going to pay 75 to 125, and he didn't want to do that. So I loaned him my clubs.
I'm shocked. And this is exactly Johnny has not changed anything in this story, as I said earlier. This has stayed the same. And that's exactly what he said to me, that he knew that Tim was coming from out of town, that he wanted to play golf, and that to rent a set is not inexpensive. Just to rent them, $75 to $100 at a club in that area in Nevada. And so Tim, obviously, I mean, this man doesn't want to pay $2 for parking. I mean, he doesn't want to pay $5 for a soda at a restaurant. So we know he certainly would not want to rent those clubs. And Johnny had an additional set of clubs that were gifted clubs, to him because they had his name were actually on them. So these clubs meant something to him. His name is on the clubs, and he was kind enough to lend them to Tim.
And then I don't know the exact dates and when it happened, but he went down to Laughlin. I loaned my clubs back to him. This guy Dino, who we met one time before, I've only met him one time. He came to pick up the clubs from me to give back to Tim in Laughlin. They were going to play golf together. And at that time, I wasn't too sure about Dino. I didn't know the guy, so I asked Tim numerous times, Tim, is it safe to give this guy my clubs? Because, they're worth about $2,500. He said, well, I talked to him a few times. I think he's a trustworthy guy. So I did give Dino, met him at the restaurant, gave him the clubs. He brought him down to Tim. Tim played 2 or 3 rounds. But to make a long story short here, basically, I saved Tim about $500 in rental fees. Every time he played golf, it cost him $75 to $100 to rent clubs.
Think about the amount of money that not only Johnny Vegas saved Tim, who was making a lot of money from his YouTube channel. Tim easily could have bought a set of golf clubs with the amount of money that he was making on YouTube. And shit, Tim, you could have written it off in your goddamn taxes. Because you would have. Patty brought up a great point. Thank you, Patty. I really appreciate your expertise and knowledge on this. There's also a distinct passive aggressiveness common to ASPD. That's antisocial personality disorder, just to clarify the acronyms for everybody, and or NPD. That's narcissistic personality disorder. Just in case some of you aren't familiar with the use of the acronyms, just to clarify. It's rooted in what they believe is their superior intellect, LOL, which would be perfect for the direct mailing, the way that was targeted to somebody, especially somebody as uneducated as Tim, who's not really able to decipher what a con is. So Tim is just basically unable to decipher it, falls into it, and then in turn perpetuates it. But he has, I think he really does have, just examining and watching him over time, he really does sense a lack of remorse. Like he literally almost seems to revel and delight in having taken Johnny Vegas's golf clubs. And to think when he talks about how much money he saved, and then you add that to the actual cost of the golf clubs, we're looking at a lot of money, thousands of dollars that Tim felt entitled to because he's an arrogant person. He is, isn't he? He's fascinating. He would never go to therapy. Tim is way too arrogant and narcissistic and probably antisocial. Yeah, I think he does have antisocial personality disorder. And I do think he has a cross between the two, like something like crossing over, because something is not right especially with how he's abandoned so many wives and children. That is also there's some type of pathology in that. And not wanting to give them health insurance. Just the level of just like, it's almost like a cruelty almost, And I
didn't want him to do that because, trying to save money. But in the long run, the clubs were loaned to Tim, and he said on a video, and I asked him, Tim, when are you going to bring me back my clubs? He said, well, I'm coming up to Vegas on Monday to play golf with you at Red Rock Country Club. So I called in, talked to him Sunday, and Jay and Bev, I believe, was down there at that time. They left a little earlier, and then Tim had pulled out of Laughlin on Sunday. I don't know the dates, don't know the month. It was around November, December. And then I called him, didn't hear.
Now, if you take a look at the video that JJ also released today, so I strongly encourage everyone to go to Crushing It in Florida and checking out JJ's video. He did a video today that did the timeline of the Tim talking today, as we saw that these are gifted. He's just doubling down again because he knows the commentary community is going to be bringing him up because he's talking about golf, and he either wants to get the rage bait clicks, eyeballs on his content, and he can do that. And obviously, like I said, I'm going to be relentlessly covering him until I go to trial, just because after that, there'll be no more Sarasota Tim once I get that judgment to the registered agent in Virginia of Google.
From Sunday, I called him Monday, see what time he's coming up to play golf Tuesday. And he said, oh, I'm in Texas right now. I'm like, you're in Texas? Excuse me. He said, yeah. He says, I left early. I didn't want to. I said, what about my golf club? He said, well, I'm coming back in May, and I'll bring him back at that time. And at that time, he never brought him back. And they were just a loan to him, and he assumed that they were given to him, which I did not tell him he can have the clubs. So he actually lied about it. But I'm not worried too much about the clubs. I got other things going on. I had a heart transplant back in October. I'm doing well. I'm not 100%. I'm about 70% still. I'm dealing with.
Oh, and I just hope this goes well, because this is difficult. And, you know, heart transplants, I worked with heart transplant patients at the Heart Hospital here in Norfolk, Virginia. And I talked to Johnny about this, and he was doing very well, and how every month they have to have what's known as a right heart cardiac catheterization. And this goes in and checks things like blood flow, blood gases, and checks everything with that heart. And when you've had a heart transplant, every month you have to go in and have these measured through the right heart cardiac catheterization. You have to have it done to make sure that everything's okay. So you have a lifelong commitment to checking these. And it's, you know, I have to put the patient under a little bit to get it done. And, you know, it's one of those things. And so I just wish you all the best, Johnny, with that.
Some blood issues right now. And I finally got, you know, people been asking about the video. Why don't I come out and tell them the real truth? Well, this is what really happened, folks. They were loaned to him to use, so they didn't have to buy rental clubs. And, you know, and the thing is here, you know, Tim lost a lot of good people here. Jay and Bev, my friend Don and Dan, me, which I never met Z-Car. Jay said he's a real nice guy. Steve in California, a bunch of guys in California that we hooked up with to play golf. They're all disappointed in Tim, what he did to me. And, you know, I'm not asking, I forgive Tim because I'm a Catholic, but I'll never forget what he did to me. And like I said, like everybody else tells.
And that's what Johnny always told me, is that he always forgave Tim. And, you know, but won't forget. And I think that it's, you know, and I think particularly me as someone in the commentary community, I don't forget either, because I think it's important that we remind people, because Tim certainly has tried to quiet all of our voices so that the stories of Johnny Vegas and the stolen golf clubs would not be sent around YouTube. And he is losing his ability to strike at channels now. I don't think he has struck a single channel since I've started taking him to court. Because, you know, finally the bully got what he needed, which was a court order. Because he's very happy to abuse a legal system that he actually really doesn't use. He just does it to weaponize and shut people down. I have no remorse taking this guy to court. I promise you, I've got zero remorse. Should have done it sooner.
You know, if it was a misunderstanding, he could still send the clubs back and say, hey, it was a misunderstanding. I'll stand up to the way I am and I'll send them back to you. But he never attempted to do that. I know Carl asked to pay the freight to send him back on a video at one time months ago. And I even told Jay, if he just sent him back, I'll pay for the freight too. So it's not about the principle of clubs. It's what he did to me and what he did to a lot of people and hurt them, including Bev and Jay. What he did to Beverly during the Battle of Cancel was totally, you know, as a Catholic, which I am, and Tim's supposedly a God-living person. He deleted.
Tim is not a God-living person. Tim uses God as a Christian cosplay. Tim is not a religious man. Neotech taught them to put all that stuff to a side. Tim uses it because he knows some gullible Christians will fall for that in the community. So he just uses that to keep those gullible Christians, sending them coffee and money. And, you know, he just goes back to his Southern Baptist roots, I guess, and just starts quoting, because there's nothing that Tim has said, displayed, as we know right at the beginning, talking about, you know, whores in church and stuff. That's not Christian. Not the way that Tim likes to be so high and mighty about it. You know, Tim's, you know, like he's like some Puritan or something. Just laughable. His standing there and talking about other people being nice and kind and not toxic. And that all that is that means you don't criticize me. That's all the toxic is Tim actually being criticized and called out for being the jerk that he is.
Did all the comments from Beverly's therapy. She was going through radiation and stuff. Didn't care about her, didn't care about Jay. He don't care about too many people. He just cares about himself. So the truth is, I'm laying it on the line now. The clubs are loaned to him. On a video, he did say, I loaned it to him. Everybody knows out here that I loaned them to him. I did not give him the clubs to keep. I gave him a few items that he can have, which is a rangefinder. I gave him a Scotty Cameron divot tool, which is worth a couple $100. I tried to help him with a few different items. And I told him that they were gifts for me. I didn't tell him the clubs were gifts. Maybe he misunderstood me, but. Well.
And that's what we showed on this community too. Because I know a lot of people said, well, you know, Tim said they were gifted. I wouldn't believe shite that comes out of Tim's mouth. Tim's a liar. Pathological, probably.
Hopefully, you guys understand this video. I just want to let everybody know. I know Darling and a bunch of other people were asking for a video. So I did it today. As far as my health goes, I'm 7 months out of my heart transplant. I'm doing well. I walk 5 to 7 miles every day. I'm playing golf this morning. I'll probably walk the whole course, about 8-9 miles. So as far as my strength, I'm getting it back. My blood's a little issue.
I feel bad too. Everybody has certainly tried to get these clubs back to Johnny Vegas, at least tried to shame Tim into it. No, what does that? Sorry, probably antisocial personality disorder / narcissistic personality disorder. We do not treat or diagnose here. Individual out here doing is doubling down and talking about them being gifted and talking more about golf. And he has no remorse, zero remorse. And we know he absconded with them. He was supposed to have played golf with Johnny Vegas that morning, and he rolled off with Miss Tammy. So Miss Tammy is literally a conspirator in the crime because she probably knew too that Tim was supposed to play that morning. Shame on you, Miss Tammy.
And to all the people who gave me all the prayers and wishes, I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart, my family and everybody. So anyway, that's it, folks. Enjoy the day. I hope everybody has a blessed week, blessed weekend, and everybody be safe. Take care. Johnny Vegas. See you.
Oh, that looks beautiful out there. And that's a club you will never get to play in, Tim. You will never get to go to the Red Rock Country Club, which looks absolutely gorgeous over at Las Vegas, Nevada. Johnny, if you ever want to invite me to play golf, let me know. I promise you, I would not leave with your clubs. I don't take my friends' stuff. My friends will tell you if I've ever had to like do anything, it's one line I do not cross. You know why? My friends mean more to me than that. I have very few at this time. I've got older, you know, you have them count on your hands just because life goes on. Their kids, their families, you know, people get busy. So, you know, you start to have, you know, fewer and fewer friends as kind of time seems to go on. You know, hopefully I can start to make more friends. Who knows? Not with the upcoming job I'm going to apply for. Doing some chart review for Medicaid paperwork in Virginia. But it's a work from home job and it's part-time and I can do it from here on the computer and I can work just maybe a couple of days in my nursing role and Trying to get my darn masters finished out. That looks beautiful. Oh, that was very good. Well, thank you for allowing us to share that, JJ. And I would definitely ask and encourage. Oh, that's not a great place to end it. Encourage all of you to check out JJ's channel. Check out this video here where he actually discusses the timeline of the clubs, and just appreciate JJ also just kind of, continuing to push Sarasota Tim into some type of accountability, though we know that's probably not going to happen. All right, let's get back over to Tim. Oh, look at this. His trolls are now buying my groceries. Look at this. Oh, Tim, let's just troll him right now, guys. Let's just listen to this. Ha! If you didn't notice, the clubs are engraved with someone else's name. He does have poor eyesight after all. Well, he is blind as a bat. You are correct. And I understand, thanks to Dennis, that there's another video. Shoot, I need to try to find that. It's obviously hard with 6-7 slops a day. That he rolled through a flashing school bus area recently. So that was awesome. His truck driving home. Tim's golf video featured him in his truck driving home. Oh. How does the thumb downs come up? Oh, it's an extension that I added from Chrome. So I just kind of went into Google and said, what extensions can I add to my browser for the likes, dislikes? And you just go into like the Google Play Store or something like that, or the Google App Store on the laptop and maybe on the phone, and just you find the app that allows you to put the little extension on. That's how I did that. And it was free, so it didn't cost you anything. They're not engraved. No, I think they're actually engraved. I think he does have a JV engraved on the top or somewhere on the leather of the handle. I think they might be on the leather of the handle. I think that's where they're engraved. I don't think there's a laminated sticker with a phone number. Tar Heels, you're so naughty. Yeah, there's no reason. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah. Teddy and Jolene. He has to have some dark secrets. Okay, my trolls are now buying my groceries. See, Tim, I told you guys, we've got Tim on the run now.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Welcome to Evening Chat, and a special thank you tonight. A shout out to the trolls. Oh my goodness, man. Thank you. I made a short the other day talking about how I was getting low on coffee, and I was just poking fun and saying, hint, hint. And a shout out to Mama Tex and to the rest of the community that keeps me well fueled, believe me. But you'll never believe who my new sponsors are, my new corporate sponsors, the trolls. The trolls sent me this coffee. Now, they sent a little note with it, trying to, poke fun and a little personal with me about my kids. But man, let me tell you, anybody that sits around and watches YouTube videos that they hate, that they claim to hate, and then the minute they run out of coffee, they pull out their credit card and run over to Amazon and send them gifts. I mean, look, you guys are amazing. They're so obsessed with my channel that the second I mentioned that I needed some coffee, they sent me groceries on their dime. You just saved me $40 worth of coffee. And also, Mama Tex has got me a can too, which I'm picking up tomorrow. I've been over at the pool all day today with Fred and Rafaela, but I just want to say thank you very much. Keep the subscriptions coming. Keep watching my videos. You're obviously very addicted and obsessed with this channel, and I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. You just saved me a lot of money, and after I get my other can tomorrow.
Does that make any sense? Do we seriously think that somebody from this community, maybe it was St. Louis Scott. That's the only one that I could think would turn around but he supposedly likes Duncan. He's disgusting. No, Amazon. Oh, IKEA. Oh, IKEA is good though. Now you make me want to go to IKEA tomorrow. How dare you tell me about IKEA? Remind me of IKEA, Catherine. I need to get a new fry pan. How dare you? He's sundowning. He's getting upset. He's subscribed to. Makes no sense. I know who exactly went, and it had to be me calling out St. Louis Scott, because St. Louis Scott knows that I don't think much of him.
Which I'll pick up. I will be stocked again for a while. And by the way, when I get low on steaks again for my carnivore diet, I'll be sure to let you know what kind to send. Crush it.
Do you think really somebody sent him something? That made no sense. You could get it delivered? Oh no, you need to go and actually eat the food and stuff. The food is actually the best part. They have like, you gotta eat the meals. No, you actually have to go to IKEA. It's a whole day. You gotta get the map and decide and take time to eat. What would you get? They have whole like empty cans. You think that's what it is, JJ? Ha ha. Because how would it come that fast? How would it come that fast? Yeah, the IKEA Norfolk. Yes. Oh, you think the IKEA sign is? It's the one in Norfolk. It's like right on the border of Norfolk and Virginia Beach, actually. It's technically in Norfolk, but it's on the border between the two. And it's awesomely huge. And one day I went and they had like some IKEA anniversary. And if you went up there with if you were a member of their club, you got to go into this drawing. And I think I got like a $10 gift certificate or something. I got some money off. I was going to spend money anyway, so I was happy. That's pretty. Yeah, I mean, this makes exactly. Let's listen to this again, because I'm sorry to play it again, but the reason being is that how could it have been? I mean, do you think Tim's getting like delivery day of from Amazon?
Hello, everybody. Sarasota, Tim. Welcome to Evening Chat. And a special thank you tonight, a shout out to the trolls. Oh my goodness, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I made a short the other day talking about how I was getting low on coffee.
They have, let's see, do these look like used cans? Could it be delivered that quick from Amazon? Didn't he say he canceled his Prime though? I thought Tim said he canceled Amazon Prime. That he didn't have Amazon Prime anymore. So he wouldn't get same day delivery. Oh, yeah. His teeth are jacked. Yeah, the meatballs are awesome, Catherine. And then they have like a mashed potato. And then there's like the gravy that goes with it. That's actually like a vegetarian gravy. And they do like the little jelly, like the elderberry jelly. It's so good. It's so good. But I get the vegan meatballs. And I think the one at the IKEA Norfolk does a salmon dish too. Like they do full meals and stuff. Like they have all sorts of goodies. Gosh, it's getting me hungry.
And I was just poking fun and saying, hint, hint. And a shout out to Mama Tex and to the rest of the community that keeps me well fueled. Believe me. But you'll never believe who my new sponsors are. My new corporate sponsors, the trolls. The trolls sent me this coffee. Now, they sent a little note with it, trying to, poke fun and a little personal with me about my kids. But, man, let me tell you, anybody that sits around and watches YouTube videos that they hate, that they claim to hate, and then the minute they run out of coffee.
But that video just went up yesterday. How did he already have the trolls send him coffee? Mama Tech sending him a buy me a coffee, that's one thing. And he still has to wait for that money to transfer into his bank account. So he doesn't get that straight away. I know, I have. Look, you know, he keeps talking about it. Sure, Tim, why don't I troll everybody? There you go. Everyone can donate to me. Why not?
They pull out their credit card and run over to Amazon and send them gifts. I mean, look, you guys are amazing. They're so obsessed with my channel that the second I mentioned that I needed some coffee, they sent me groceries on their dime. You just saved me $40 worth of coffee.
I think JJ is right. These are empty cans he had sitting in his cabinet, and he's so upset with everybody. There's no way that he said he canceled his Prime, and it would be that the troll then is sending, fast delivery to Tim's, and would need to know exactly where he lives, unless he bought it off of Tim's Amazon wish list. So this story makes zero effing sense. Shocking.
And also, Mama Texas got me a can too, which I'm picking up tomorrow. I've been over at the pool all day today with Fred and Rafaela, but
Walmart delivery.
I just want to say,
I don't even think there's coffee in those cans. Tim would be too cheap to spend $40. He's going to get one can tomorrow from Walmart or Mama Texas money. He doesn't get paid from YouTube until the 21st. So he might be running low on funds, guys. And he's got to make that Social Security check that he gets at the start of the month stretch.
hey, thank you very much. Keep the subscriptions coming. Keep watching my videos. You're obviously very addicted and obsessed with this channel, and I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you very, very much.
He's had those cans sitting in the back of his cabinets forever. If you ever see him open up those cabinets, you see those cans sitting there with the Dunkins sitting at the front.
Save me a lot of money, and after I get my other can tomorrow, which I'll pick up, I will be stocked again for a while. And by the way, when I get low on steaks again for my carnivore,
David has such an awesome memory. Last week or two, he said he was keeping empty coffee cans. Yeah, he uses his peace. He keeps his weed and his booze. Oh God, he says again. Well, that's because we showed him that the raccoon was in the cremator. It's because we had Ricky the raccoon. We gave him a different name. I can't remember. We did have a vote for the raccoon's name. I don't believe a hater would buy him anything. Yeah. Back on his carnivore. Yep, I know. He thinks he's already back on the carnivore, guys. Well, I know. They sound hollow, too.
I'll be sure to let you know what kind of sin. Crush it.
He's just so angry today. 56 days till trial. Lies. All a lie. Filthy. I know. That's... Thank you for that, Tim. Now we got to troll you more. He's got 10 likes. He's got his fans. So just like, Mama, Angel Mission's going to be under there. Oh, Tim, all of those haters are going to be so jelly, Papa. That was all he had tonight, guys. He probably is watching us talk about the golf clubs, and he had to come up with something. Yeah, they're not, but no troll bought him coffees. No, those are some empty cans. Yeah, the cope is hard. Oh, we have his cope is so hard. Yes, spiraling. I mean, it's hard to get a narcissist to spiral, man. That's right. The raccoon was Stu. That's right. We named the raccoon Stewart. I forgot. That's right. A troll with no name. Yeah, it suddenly has like Amazon, like Prime overnight delivery, and knows where Tim lives. Knows the arbor, knows the exact lot number that Tim is at to make a delivery. And it's not easy to deliver anything in that enormous RV park. I promise you. I know. Take it from somebody who's had Tim served. New coffin series. You know what, Tim? I say to that coffee video, sir. You know what? I'm gonna have to.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Jeez, for that one, he really does stink. All right, last night's evening chat. Oh my goodness, we want to talk about just some. Look at him, the shirts. Tim has suddenly said that he gets the shirts out of the packets and then he like literally steams them with his iron while they have not been washed, nothing. I think Scott only sends Dunkins because Scott is a Dunkin' fan. So I don't think, or he would just send him money on Buy Me a Coffee. And he's certainly been blowing up his comment section, but hasn't sent Tim the money. So Mama Tech stepped in because, you know, grown man needs to be saved by a woman. Okay, are you 1.5, Tim? Yes, we're not going to start from here, though, because the first, I promise you, I want to say it was just absolute trollop. He talked about some other guy and some other guy having a video channel and talked for about 5 minutes about their content. And then he talked about the Eagles. So I say we start him maybe about here, and I might even skip him ahead further because he just got out of this. It's usual. His audience probably only hears the first few minutes and doesn't realize he just goes off the deep end. This is just for us.
Time when I was trying that new swing, my back, a lot of the swings weren't right trying to dial it in. And that was the first time swinging a golf club in a while.
That's right. He lies about how he's a really great golfer. Just doubles down on the golf.
If you play golf, you know what I'm talking about. It's worse than going to the gym if you haven't been in many years. It will really mess you up. Then I go out there on the course after all of that, driving range and going to the gym with these new things I'm doing. So I am blaming a lot on that. And I probably fell back into some old habits and I need to go to the range again. But I'm very confident from what I did at the range the first time that this new golf swing, and I'm going to do it. Jimmy Tropicana, a YouTube channel I like to watch, he made a video and I'm going to do it. I talked about it already. I'm going to play golf with like a 6 and 7 iron and a pitching wedge and a putter. I'm going to drive the ball right down the middle, hit 2 or 3 shots to get it on the green and make bogey and maybe a couple of pars if I get lucky with a couple of approach or chip shots, but keep that ball in play. I mean, it's going to be great to just drive your golf cart right down the middle of the fairway to your ball on each shot, not over to the lake, not in the woods, not out looking for it or in the sand.
I know Tim is having to like give more ceiling than himself just to kind of hide his features. And then this lighting is terrible. Can't even, for all the years that Sarasota Tim has done YouTube, you can't even get yourself a $20 ring light. Even I have a ring light in here. Just wild.
No, this will be great. I got to do this. I'm going to make a video of it too. Going to go to the beach again. I know a lot of you said you would like to see Manatee Beach. So I'll go over there. It's
well, he may, because he's going to buy at least one can from Mama Tex. But we need to see all 3 get opened at the same time. Yeah, the fact that we didn't see the lids come off to actually show that they were new containers. Womp, womp.
Just up the street from Bradenton Beach. We'll set the canopy up tomorrow poolside with Fred and Raffaella. Where I used to live.
The Chippendales would actually be him having to work. That would have been real work for Tim. Gosh, he does not look good with all the sun on him. He's just not making you look. It's aging you, the sun, Tim. Have you noticed Junebug and Roscoe have not made a sound this evening. And it's not because I do not have dogs anymore. Roscoe just went to the vets today, and I found out he weighs 71 pounds. So he weighs a lot now. When I adopted him and he was sickly from the pound, he weighed 47 pounds. Now he weighs 71 pounds. He's a big boy. But I took them out for a big run in the woods by my house today. And so they are both actually asleep on the couch and not making a ruckus.
And I'll be at the pool. And then we're going to discuss when they want to go over to the Moose and kick it there in some chairs with the canopy I have. Set them up nice.
Yes, the Arroyo Golf Club there looks absolutely gorgeous.
Nice and comfortably. Maybe go down and get in the water. And I'll buy them lunch in the lodge. You know, we can have some Cokes and burgers or whatever they want. And we're going to go in there and they're going to have a good time. They want to go to the pool tomorrow. She was telling me today, you know, we're just kind of sitting in here hiding from the heat and just we haven't been out and we want to get out. I guess they're watching my videos and they're
oh yeah, absolutely. They're watching your videos, Tim, because your content is just riveting. We watch it because that's what commentary channels do. Troll people who give out medical misinformation and lie about people giving you cans of coffee. Not everything that Tim says is a lie. We do know that you lied about those golf clubs being gifted, though, Tim. So about 10% of the time might be the truth.
getting motivated. Another subscriber today just sent me a video earlier. He took a ride on his scooter. Got a nice little scooter, motorcycle actually. I'm thinking of somebody else. It's a motorcycle, a dresser. It's a bagger. It's got some bags on it and stuff. He took him a ride about 70 miles away down to this lake wherever he lives, and got an Airbnb for $140 for the night. Sent me a video. The place was a turnkey, everything. I mean, everything, linens, everything, for $140 a night. He stayed one night after he cruised around, enjoyed the day, and then got him a good night's sleep, TV, everything. And his own apartment. It's not a motel room. Very, very relaxing, comfortable. I mean, he sent me this video. It was a long video too. Can't believe it was able to send via text, and showed me everything. A very nice place. He really got a great deal.
Tim, that's why you have that advanced iPhone with the dual camera, so people can actually send you stuff, not so you could just put your mug on camera.
And then he got up this morning and rode back to his house. So he crushed it, and he was very excited about it. He wanted to share that with me. And I want you to know I really appreciate that. That was cool, man. Very cool. A lot of others out there have your own Airbnbs and rentals that you've been inviting me to come in Texas,
guys are
South
cracking
Carolina,
me up.
New York.
When are you going to New York? I'm trying to listen to Tim. You guys are cracking me up in the chat. Tomorrow night, by the way, members only. If you are a member of the Life and Vibe community, it is an ad-free experience. And if you have premium, somebody pointed out, it's already an ad-free experience. But not everybody has premium. So for those of you who don't, at least none of us are interrupted with ads. So join us for the members only. I'm sure we'll find some fun topics to cover.
Other places too, Georgia, to come on up and kick it, stay a few days and enjoy myself. And the invitation is much appreciated. And if I so get motivated, I will absolutely take you up on that and come up.
Yeah, Tim thinks he looked like Brad Pitt or something when he was young. I'm sure he not my type, but yeah, that's
visit with you and spend a little time. I've spent some time recently with a couple of different subscribers that's come to town and like to meet. All right, so on to the next story of the evening. I've got a new. It's not pink.
I just love it when his AC kicks in. Listen to how wonderfully quiet my in-home condo air conditioning is. Notice we never hear my AC kick in, but I promise you, it is a very cool. I keep mine at 72. I just kind of keep mine constantly at 72, and it feels cold in here at 72. It really. I mean, there's times that I'm like in a short and a t-shirt. I'm like, shit, I need to put a sweatshirt on. It's cold in here at 72. In the daytime, sometimes but it stays nice. I'm never gonna have that ASMR like noise. Tim, you're supposed to be a professional YouTuber. Look at the lighting. and think about the fact that you have the sound, and I see all the paperwork that used to be your court case got moved away. Tim's put that in the compartmentalized that into the back of his mind.
This is lavender. It's a lavender shirt. I got a navy blue. It's called blue black. I also have, people were asking me where my shorts were. Well, the large.
Probably summer for the air conditioning. Probably gets colder. It probably gets hotter than it gets colder. So at least in Virginia. So I would probably say for me, the air conditioning
is too big by a lot. So they had this elastic waistband, and I did read the size, but you know, you can't believe half of what you read. And they actually stretch out. I mean, I can pull them off and on without even unbuttoning them. So that means that the seat in the ass is just too big. And
why does anybody care about your clothing choices, Tim? Why? Why? Do you think anybody in my audience cares about anything that I have on tonight? I do get compliments on my hair, so thank you. I'm gonna actually do some extra colors soon. Just gotta get the time.
I don't have a big ass, so isn't it cool how they come? Cool, Fandy. One of my subscribers actually told me about these shorts. I don't know if it was these.
Oh, is that when you told the judge you're on a fixed income? Because that's usually what people on fixed income do. Just buy clothes all the time. But see, Tim doesn't care because he doesn't really spend money on clothes. All of this is going to be returned so that he just gets new clothes to wear. That's why he has constant clothes. And then he writes it off on his taxes for YouTube. He is the most wasteful, environmentally wasteful human being I know. He's really is a human leech and a parasite to the planet. And for him to think that anybody feels proud that you are celebrating being an American for the 200, no, you're exactly what we do not want in America anymore. You scum, trash, tax evader.
They have different ones, but they're very nice. Like a little zipper here, you roll them up in there, then you have to press them. And
yes, that exactly. Compliments are something that you receive from others. Not from you don't compliment yourself. That's called bragging. And for some reason, Tim's audience doesn't mind him being an absolute braggart. But in reality, like I've always said, if you made this a female at Tim's age, bragging the way, oh my gosh, it would not go down over well.
Find these cool Fandy shirts, by the way, it says explicitly, do not dry them. Wash them, but do not dry them. And I put them on the hanger when I took them out of my washer at the laundromat the other day. Absolutely wrinkle-free. I still press them because I like ironing, and I put it on silk, which is a warm iron with some steam. It's pretty warm, but it doesn't melt them or put a shine on them.
That's just you being a jealous hater saying that about his RV. How dare you? He is living the luxury in that fiberglass. How dare you?
Take it. And as you can see, I bought 5 pair in all colors. And I'm undecided whether I'll just exchange them for the next size down or go to Bell's or Macy's or Dillard's or somewhere like that. Not Walmart, because I do want a polyester.
Open windows.
A synthetic cotton short. I want something that's kind of dressy for these shirts. It's a little bit more of a dressier shirt than the ones with the print on them. I also have a few more of those that came today. So I got, all the shirts are lovely. I did return a couple because they were the same ones I already bought. I'm like, hey, I already got that one. So I had to return some of them. And some of them, after I took them out of the pack and looked at them, like, I don't know. I don't like that print. So.
Just absolutely wasteful. How anybody thinks, yeah, I like this guy. This guy who just returns stuff and doesn't give 2 shits about the environment and just absolutely wasteful and costs the rest of us money to be increased in our products and services because he returns shit all the time. Pardon my French, but I'm just so done with him. It's adult hour. It's now 10 o'clock. I mean, that's really what I think about this man sometimes, just in my adult language.
Return it back. As I spent a lot of money. I bought a lot of damn. I went crazy on these because they look so good.
Oh, you spent a lot of money? That's interesting, Tim, because you tell the judge all the time you don't have any money to travel. He obviously he really thought he was going to be pulling the wool over the eyes of the judges and just like somehow Jedi mind numbing them, whatever, to get them to allow him to not come to court. And if he doesn't show up to court, I win. So I guess Tim has decided I've won this case. I guess Tim has just kissed 30 grand away, and I'm okay with that. Oh, I got a star and I didn't even see. Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you, LP8436. I didn't even see it. See, I'm not even focused on money like Tim. I'm having way too much fun in the chat. I've seen enough to know, even as an outsider, this man is despicable. Thank you for the super. I appreciate that. And I hope you stay in the community. You don't have to be an outsider. You can be part of the community. Polyester, I know. What in the 1970s is going on here? I promise you, I am all about the natural fibers.
A compliment like 3 times in one day from one of them that I was wearing. So, and these don't have any print at all. These are just
except the shirt I was wearing last night. That was like one of those SPF shirts that actually can be worn as in the water if you go like swimming. I wouldn't wear it, but you can. It's literally like a really nice shirt that you can wear if you go surfing or paddle boarding or anything like that. It is actually made to be like swimwear and SPF and stuff, but it's just a really comfortable shirt too. And so I just wear it as a shirt with jeans, but it's actually designed to be, but it's really cool too. So like cool. And it's the only time I've ever bought 2 shirts in the same style of the same colors. And the only reason is as I bought one year and I liked it so much, I bought a different color the following year. And I still wear the shirt from the year before because it still looks almost like brand new. It's very different from this wasteful human being.
normal. This is called lavender, not pink. So tonight it is 8:57. We'll get this one up for you. And then tomorrow morning we'll have some coffee. And if I can get to bed tonight, that's good coffee. What else? Still got the motorcycle for sale if you want to buy it. $7 grand.
Oh my gosh. This Tim math and just, this is the best. This is why you have to get to the end. This is what happened to all the money. Keep going, Tim.
I'll take 65, and I'll even include the $500 step ramp. That's $9,000 I've got in that motorcycle with the extras I've spent.
$9,000, he's saying, that you just did this. And then you want to run around and tell the judge that you're living on a fixed income. I am so glad that the judges in Virginia Beach just did not take any of your excuses to not show up in court, Mr. Baker. Don't show up in court. I'm okay with that. Everyone thinks that's, that's me losing. No. That actually is not. That's a sign that he's a coward and I won. Because they're not going to give him a continuation. They're not going to give him a little phone call and check where he is. None of that. They're going to give me the default judgment because that's what I'm going to ask for. And then he's going to be losing his YouTube channel. And that's it. And then I get $30,000+ out of him. That's it. It's that easy. So, hi, yeah, come on in. Where you just got to the best part. Yes, yeah. Nobody wants to even think. It's just not in the hot 100-some degree weather. Oh, I do have a cute motorbike story though. So there was a young man who was on his dirt bike, but it was converted to be on the road or some type of. It looked like it was a dirt bike converted for the road, like road tires, and or some type of, maybe it was some more type of sport motorbike. I'm not an expert like Tim, but it was cute because he was like behind me, and then he was coming up alongside of me. And he looked over, and I guess he saw Roscoe sitting in the car. And Roscoe was like, saw the motorcycle coming alongside him. So he actually was like looking out the window and looking at the motorcyclist. And the motorcyclist was like giving Roscoe like a little wave and stuff, which was so cute. And so we waved back, and he gave us a thumbs up. So he obviously thought Roscoe was cool. So that was kind of fun today. You would never do stuff fun like that, Tim.
$1,000 and the $500 motorcycle ramp. So,
oh yeah,
pretty good deal. You're going to spend $7,000 like I did to buy stock pack. So, if you want to get one that's turnkey,
we'll send you over to Frank R. Wallace and the 114 Neotech secrets to the secret society of wealth, and help you get there. I'm surprised Tim hasn't released a course.
brand new. I got extra oil. I got riding gear, boots, ladders, ramps. I got wheel bouncers, extra tires I haven't even put on it yet. I mean, really, I wouldn't take a penny less. I shouldn't even take 65. I shouldn't even sell it. In fact, I'm sure it won't sell. So whether I ride it around the pavement or take it finally off road somewhere and can get it in the back of that truck somehow, I will. If I ever do that, I'd never sell it. Probably. It'd be so much fun. I'd be driving back out west of the desert every winter and fall, or spring, I should say, to Moab, to California, Arizona, Colorado, all that area out there. I would be doing some adventure riding and camping out and stuff with a tent. I don't even need to take this camper, but who knows? So how's that going? Is the gas station in Hormuz open now? I heard that oil was dropping. And
oh, really, Tim? Now you want to mix politics into your lousy content? Oh, yeah, you do that. But then you say you don't talk politics. But then you mix in this like sort of passive aggressive politics with your hostile misogyny somewhere hidden underneath. Don't worry, the hostile misogyny is coming out soon.
We're gonna, get gas for free here soon. I understand that we're in a lag effect too, where it takes a while before we actually see any reduction in the inflation of cost of stuff. And do you really believe they're going to hey, on the 15th of July, we're dropping prices 30% on everything. The grocery stores are going to start advertising reduction in food costs. The fuel doesn't cost us much to get it here anymore. But no, they're not going to do that. It's going to be the same price.
I actually saw a good price for petrol today in Virginia Beach. It was $3.79.9 a gallon at Royal Farms. It was like very inexpensive. And that wasn't even like a club price. I was like, why is it just over here at this one area of Virginia Beach? It's the only place I see it at. But that was a good price. So I had half a tank, but I said, you know what? At that price, I'm filling up the other half.
But gas might come down. So you get one thing. It's really a sad thing.
Yeah,
Who was telling me today something in comments, and I wrote, yeah, it is different today than it used to be. You're getting old when you always refer back to how things used to be. And, my parents used to say that. I'm sure yours did too, your grandparents. And now here we are saying it. So for your kids and all that, these are the good old days. Because, it's just so much changes. For the most part, no good. A lot of good has happened. A lot of helpful things for our lives and conveniences and fun stuff. And, there's no question. Lots of stuff. But, man.
I understand that crushing it has a neotech actually background. They use that language to say how they are being like just winning in life. All of these things, I promise you, this language is all from this, 80s pseudo psych philosophy. And Tim is able to get and use it because the guy is dead, Frank R. Wallace. And any of the manuscripts for this stuff is like, you can find it, but it's, most people are not going to want to read that manuscript. And then there is one site that has that 114 things. And I might actually just pay for the PDF and download it and actually take a look through it. Because because it's kind of behind a paywall and you're not going to see the whole document. And that's about all that's left of this society. There's and very little. And then some of the articles around the court case. That's the one thing I can find, because the article about the tax evasion is not easy to get hold of because it was like from 1992. But I can find in like U.S. court records online the actual tax evasion case that this Frank R. Wallace went through. So Tim has been able to kind of take this language and all of these teachings and kind of use it and say it's his own, because there's very few people remaining that would have been involved in this kind of really sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't a prominent cult, it was certainly something that was, not a lot of people were taking part in. So Tim really has the ability to keep using this language and have kind of the sole proprietorship on it, because the person that said this, he's deceased. He was unalive, jogging, and was hit by a car. Wild.
A lot simpler and easier, and we use our minds a lot more. But we'll make a video about that again one day. I like talking about it and going back in time to the positive stuff, to the fun and happy things to remember, because it's good to remember. And that's all I've got tonight. I made some chicken. I ate that chicken breast. I took them out. I cooked them on the pan, on the stove in here. I haven't used a cremator in a while, like over a week. I've been doing everything. And someone thought too.
And it has to be hot in his RV. And the only way I could think he's not been out of that cremator, does it require like gas or something in order to run it? Or is it run on electricity? Or he just suddenly realized that all the bugs and animals were getting in there when we spotted Stu the raccoon crawling around there. Now he's got the blinds down. He doesn't want to sing the well, that was late, but maybe we have to keep up for Raccoon Watch.
That I'm throwing away the egg yolk. I don't throw away the egg yolk. I put the egg in the pan, 2 of them actually, and then I add egg whites to it. I wouldn't want to eat just whites only. I got to have that yolk in there. But if you put 4 or 5 eggs in there, and you got 4 or 5 egg yolks. That's a lot more cholesterol than I got.
Tim's can't be bothered to get any propane. You got to dry bag from propane, Tim. Oh, this is what you got to do, Tim.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Yeah, Tim, come on.
Like me wants to consume. I'm really enjoying the way I'm trying to eat, which is like a lot. I have no control, folks. It's because I go to the gym and I burn a lot of calories and I got this energy and I love to eat. I'm trying to eat the right things, but of course I'm 67 years old. I've eaten everything under the sun. I've got memories of what's really good and what my favorites are. I mean, I love Baker tacos and things like that. And I've done all I can do, the best I can do for a while. And then I've caved a little bit. But as someone wrote in comments, life's too short not to indulge a little bit. Nobody got fat eating one meal. But for the most part, I'm doing a pretty good job. And I'm definitely putting out, I don't care what you say about, you can't out exercise a bad diet. I'll tell you one thing, if you eat bad and you don't exercise.
Well, you can't out exercise a bad diet. I always tell the story about that poor man who was a runner and had the heart attack and everything looked perfect. But he knew he ate fast food and enjoyed those burgers with his colleagues. So he knew were his thing, but that's what you eat, Tim. I almost wonder if Tim's trying to get this heart attack to get out of court. I really, it's not the way to go, Tim. The court would still be cheaper than the heart attack.
Exercise, you're going to really turn into a house. So at least I am, exercising, and I'm exercising hard. When people write in comments like, oh, I want to come down there and meet you, and I'm a female and all that, I'm not looking to meet. I'll hook up. This ain't a hookup. Okay. If I want to hook up, I'll do the choosing. If you are one of these people that reached out to me and you want to meet me.
Oh my gosh. Tim edited around here. Okay, this part's the best part. Right here. Because this is where Tim's using of YouTube as a dating service. No, he's not asking for you to reach out to him. He wants Tammy to reach out to him. Tammy is the one with the condo. Tammy is the one that Tim thinks he can manipulate. Tammy knows to keep quiet and keep in her place. But this is the best part, guys.
I'm sorry. I don't want to do it through my YouTube channel. I'll do it if God puts somebody in my life that I meet live. You know, I mean, I'm sure you're a nice person, but no hookups, not interested from anything that anybody might want to send me through this platform. Just so we are clear on that.
What do you mean, Tim? You begged for coffee to be sent to you. So if people send you money and stuff, that's okay. If people offer to come meet you at the beach to buy you lunch at the Moose Lodge, that's okay. But if some lady came into your email and said, hey, heard you looking, you're like, nope. But Tim doesn't just have ladies. No.
But I wish you a lot of luck. And that's how come I've got a couple of people that are what they're doing now in the comments. They did this to me. They wanted to be, there was a couple of men and there's a couple of women that I had to say, sorry, not interested. And then they went scorched earth. So some of these people actually know who they are. They try to cause trouble on my channel. And other ones are just
scorched earth. Who are these people, Tim, that are your scorned suitors that are wanting to come after you? Because I know I'm not one of them. I have let's put it this way. I definitely do a range of age dating. But and I certainly would not be dating up to your age range, Tim, because you have the 67 going on 87 mentality wise. Well, actually 17 mentality wise. You're either acting like just really just curmudgeoned or like completely immature.
I don't know. Who cares, really, who they are? It's all the same to me. It's just a bunch of jealous people that are just upset that you don't make the videos the way they want you to make them. You don't make them famous anymore. You don't talk about them anymore. You don't want.
Tim got upset. Okay, this is what we love about Tim. I guess this is like because he doesn't talk about JJ or Z-Car or people. So this is like the turncoats, I think. I don't know if he's referring to the fact that he doesn't go off about the haters anymore. He used to make a lot more videos calling out the haters, especially when he felt that he had other channels that would make videos about the haters. And he had, people like, definitely had other people who were definitely more supportive of him. And, back in 2024, and that has slowly slipped away. Tim does not have very few channels other than Stewart, and probably kind of secretly Carl supports Tim because Carl doesn't really think, even though Carl thinks Tim should return Johnny Vegas's golf clubs, Carl doesn't think that Tim should see any justice for his EIDL loan, or that Tim should see any justice for having maliciously attacked my business 10 times. See, that's okay with Carl. See, Carl is an old misogynist. So he doesn't mind if women get attacked because he's a hostile misogynist too. So Carl would have a woman attacked all day and not see that as a problem. In fact, Carl would attack the woman along with it. But the one thing that he does think should happen is Johnny Vegas's golf clubs being returned. Oh, hit a nerve rant. Oh yeah, he's definitely ranting. And he thinks that, he tries to convince his 5 strong members of his community that the reason why we make commentary about him is because we all had we all had big crushes on Sarasota Tim. And now we just, he had to, tell us all that, no, I'm not interested in you. I mean, why would Tim be interested in me? I mean, I'm only a professional woman with a job who's only 57. I mean, I'm not in my 40s. Maybe I need to wear more paint. But I have a home that he could just roll into and collaborate in, hey? I know. Well, that's right. I mean, that was the moment when I fell in love with Tim, was when I saw him in that refrigerator, because I just saw what a man he was.
I hang out with him anymore. And why don't I? Because I found out things that I don't condone. And when I don't condone it, and you are doing things that are not anything I want to be associated with.
Oh, you mean you don't like people who call you out for being a thief? Oh, those types of people? Or what? People that call you out because you were unkind and ungracious towards their spouse? Those people? Oh, okay. Wow, Mr. Moral Majority over here, Sarasota Tim, the king of the morals and ethics. Mr. I don't have a problem with stealing $2,500 worth of golf clubs and getting free, money into my pocket too, because I didn't have to rent anything. And because that person was so kind to me and saved me money, I'm going to steal their stuff too, because that's the type of jackass I am. Oh, what? That type of person? Keep going.
Then I just sort of pull away. And I just...
You know what? Nobody's has a problem that you pulled away, actually, at this point. I think they're actually probably grateful. I think at the time they were confused because they thought you were their friend. And, most people who are friends don't treat other people in the shitty way that you did. That's not what people do. But you aren't that person, Tim. So trying to twist the words and talk about you pulling away. Yeah, you pulled away because they were trying to actually hold you to some type of accountability. JJ wanted to know why you wouldn't take the videos down showing his house. And he wanted to know why, too, you took the commentary down and the comments that were giving Bev well wishes. And also, why weren't you contacting them when she was sick? That's what he wanted to know. And what did you do? You pulled away because you suddenly realized that you weren't going to be able to get anything from these people anymore. You couldn't use these people anymore for anything. Because now that Bev wasn't well enough to do your fucking laundry, pardon my French, and to serve your fat ass, pardon my French again, you pulled away. Z-Car pulled away because you're aggressive. And Johnny Vegas tried to call you wondering what happened to his golf clubs. And you literally blocked his number. Nobody is sad that you pulled away from them, you wrinkly old fool.
Want to disappear. But they're like, you can't quit me. Fatal attraction, baby. So it is what it is. You got to be tough. It's tough being popular out there. But hey, what can you do? So,
and I pardon my French tonight, guys, because I know a lot of you don't use bad language, but I'm done with Tim sometimes. And sometimes you have to use strong British language. And that involves using the Queen swear. Sorry, King swearing. Sorry, I'm still used to saying the Queen. The King swearing.
I'm having a good time. I'm living my life. I hope you're living your life. I will ask you at the end of the video again, should have said at the beginning, consider subscribing to the channel. Consider watching.
Is that when you decided to stick on 33 subscribers today? And then YouTube took them back away? Oh, yeah. 33 people saw this shite last night and said, oh, let me subscribe to Sarasota Tim.
I'm sorry, a commercial.
You actually should actively, if YouTube actually audited your account, Tim, you would probably have far less subscribers. Because I'm sure if they went to look to see how many accounts are actually actively watching your content, probably nothing. Look at this face. Look at this face. This is the face of the bag right here. I mean, talk about some begging here. I haven't had this one come out for a while.
A little longer. When it says skip, don't skip it. Watch it a little longer. Put some money in my pocket. It's how I support myself on YouTube. If you're finding value and entertainment from my videos, give back a little bit and watch the commercials.
I know, that was a good pause story, wasn't it? That's a queen. Well, she's only the king's consort. Though I think she does she go by Queen Camilla? I don't think she does. Isn't she just the king's consort? I don't know if she ever got the full queen title. I think she's still the king's consort. I don't think she's fully queen. Isn't that true? Because of the divorce. I don't know if they finally, or did they change that recently to make her queen? I don't know. I'm not a fan of her either.
And share the videos. If you think it's entertaining, tell people about Sarasota Tim. Ask them to check out my channel. Maybe they'll subscribe. We'd love to get to that 100,000 subscribers so I can get that big fancy plaque that goes on the wall.
You're not going to get to 100,000 because you're not even going to have a channel by the middle of August. That's my prediction.
Before I put it on the wall, I'm taking it down to Wells Fargo, and they said, we want to see it. And when you get it, we want to just see it. We're not going to give you anything, but we want to see it. So I would love to get that. I'm 7 years on YouTube.
Really? Well, that was very kind of Queen Elizabeth. I suppose she was only doing that because she knew Diana was dead. Nobody's going to accept that in Britain, though. Diana's already been the princess and queen of our hearts.
30 million views, roughly, on all my videos.
Queen? No.
People are very, very loyal.
Well, she's not my queen. I prefer Diana. I'm not a fan of Camilla.
Very supportive. They always want to meet me. They always want to come visit. They're always inviting me to come to their place. And I've met.
I would never bow to her. I'm sorry. That would be my prerogative. I have met Prince Charles, though. King Charles. I did meet him when he got the keys to Mexico City. And he was escaping the scandal from Camilla and the story about the tampon. And that... I'm going to bring this low. Yeah, she was a dirty. Tim is a queen. Oh, Lord. Travel? Well, he's not supposed to travel. Well, that's why he's also had, some upset gentlemen. But I was thinking that he meant those men were upset because he thwarted their affections. But I don't care. I don't care which way round anyone goes. You know that. Everyone knows. My audience knows I don't care about anyone's sexuality. I don't care. I'm going to tease Tim, though, because he probably does. That's a great pause, Tim. Keep begging.
Some of the most fantastic souls of Americans that we have in this country through this channel. And
through your channel? Tim, anybody supporting you is not the best and the brightest that America has to offer. That's just my opinion.
I don't dig holes. I don't build things. I just talk.
Yeah, we know you don't dig holes or build things. And we know you just talk garbage. It'd be nice if you actually had contributed something to America. Because you've contributed nothing to this country. That's what I hate about people like you who call yourself patriots. I just despise people like you. Because you are the least patriotic people I can imagine. You have done little to contribute to this country. You don't want to pay taxes. You steal from the taxpayer. You steal from other Americans and have no remorse. You attack professionals in their businesses, me. And you seem to think that you are the most American thing out there. And I don't think that most Americans really want to think that a scummy scumbag like you is representative of this nation. Especially a bigoted, hateful, xenophobic, racist person like you.
And people like to listen, and I enjoy reading your comments and meeting you as well. So for all of you...
No, you just said a minute ago that people that you had met, you had to pull away from them. So I would suggest that none of his subscribers should meet this buffoon, because you're going to be sorely disappointed. Because the only thing that he thinks about is what he can extract from you financially. That's it. And you're going to get nothing from it. If you want to listen to this old buzzard tell you tales and tall tales all day long, then have at it.
Regular ones out there that have my back, that aren't detoured or distracted.
That's about 5 people, Tim. I think you've got about 5 people left that have your back. You've got Mama Tex, Angel Mission. I'm going to name them all, and I don't care. You don't usually dock subs, but yours are terrible. TDR Off-Road, Bubba, and Strider MD, and St. Louis Scott. Oh, I gave you 6. There might be a couple of more in there. But that's about the... there's Melvano. There's a couple, maybe 10. 10 hardcore. And like half the time, they all have to put in like 10 comments a piece just to look like you've got some comments in there. They literally put like 3 or 4 comments a piece in your comment section just to boost you. Because it's so pathetic, your comment section. And now you've just deleted a bunch of your comments.
Or scared off by any intimidation from any of these people that come in the comment section and maybe want to try to harass. Thank you very much for your support and for...
Well, keep thanking them, Tim, because they're going to be, having to find somebody else's derriere to get up to soon, because we're taking you down. 56 days to court. Tomorrow will be 55.
Being who you are for so long. And you know who you are. Thank you again very much. All right, guys. See you in the morning. Crush it.
Yeah, whatever. All right, to Tim. All right, guys. I've been stealing too much time. Oh, I'm like an AI with my memory. I have a good memory. It's a skill that I gained from working in the healthcare profession. All right, guys. I had so much fun tonight. If you are... Yeah, the truth does harass him. So I wonder if he's filming another like rant video in his tin castle over there, since he spent the day at Fred and Raffaella's lounging by their pool at the Lakewood Ranch and sitting in their air conditioning watching their TV. I mean, poor Raffaella, she should not be needing to, take care of you hand and foot, Tim. And I know all summer long, your plan, if it's, he probably talks about wanting to take him to the Moose Lodge, but then he probably says, well, if you just want to stay at the house and at the pool, I'm okay with that too. Because, it would be less gas money in that gas guzzler of Tim's, And he can sit in the air conditioning. If he goes to the Moose Lodge, he might actually have to treat them to something. Because he always talks about that. If he treats them, he brings over like half a slice of pie or something. It's pathetic. Oh, they're older. They don't want to eat all that cake. Tim, you probably ate most of it anyway. Yes, be 55 tomorrow. Today is 56, technically still. Tomorrow will be 55. Yeah, it was a good show. I had a lot of fun. It was great. Yeah, the old scorned woman defense. Absolutely. It's just, Tim is so hot, ladies. I guess I started because one time I left a comment because he was complaining about his health. And I said, hey, I'm a registered nurse. Maybe you should have this checked out by a doctor. I don't think Tim liked that comment. So I think I got deleted. Literally for suggesting he get medical care. Because the only thing at the beginning when Tim was getting so many comments, and all he wanted to do was keep an echo chamber. And he had Miss Tammy do it for him, going through the comments and just making sure it was just flattering to Tammy, flattering to Tim. And, that's all he wanted. And he just loved it. I mean, when I started out, I started out in the world of commentary, and you get told all the time that you suck. I got told constantly while I was fighting an incredibly awful nasal infection and have a natural lisp when I speak that I sounded intoxicated in the morning speaking. And I was like completely sober and just trying to, get better. I mean, just because I was talking against somebody who did have a larger, at the time, community of people that supported them. So I've been through just so much trolling. It was ridiculous. And I've just, I was like, how can you be telling somebody who has a lisp that they sound intoxicated? That's just rude. Oh, Carl is aggressive. Oh, yeah. What was going? Oh, I have not listened to Carl in a long time. His views are down the. Do you know what Carl's views are doing? I'm gonna have to get a new sound. That's where Carl's views are. Carl's views are in the toilet because nobody wants to see. The minute he comes on live and he's like scratching his head and wiping his beard and eating a bowl of cereal. I mean, wow, what a setup. And then on top of it, he's a terrible attorney. He doesn't even understand bankruptcy laws. I mean, trying to tell people that Tim could get out of this lawsuit with personal bankruptcy is completely misunderstanding that this is a business tort case. And therefore, Tim can still file personal bankruptcy if he wants to, but I would still get my garnishment. So that would be very bad advice. So it's amazing. But knowing that Carl did not go to a particularly good law school, and knowing that having read the case that was brought against Carl by one of his clients in regards to his sloppy work as an attorney and his lack of due diligence, and how he was reprimanded in a courtroom verbally by a judge in Illinois for his just wanton disregard for his clients and their cases and just lazy attorney work. I probably put more time and effort into producing my case as a pro se litigant on a very complex business case than Carl gave to his paid clients. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to watch him either. You haven't watched him in a long time? Oh, he's not laid back at all. That's just a ruse. He's just another hostile misogynist. He is. He is. I agree. He really does. Yeah, he does. Benevolent. Oh, I try to mind my language because obviously, it's YouTube. I don't want to offend people. I can't use big girl words as far as like the ones with multi-syllables in order to really eviscerate somebody. Certainly as somebody is uneducated and is globally handicapped as Sarasota Tim. Can take care of the creator. Oh, well, I don't know what they're supposed to do to take care of me. Can the moderators take care of the creator, please? Well, absolutely. I have no problem with that. No life experience. Yes. Well, he certainly moved a lot. No, Tim's moved a lot. He's physically moved, but unfortunately for Tim, his mind went with him. And so nothing changed. Just, Tim just developed even more bigotry, hatefulness, and all of that. They do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Carl, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's never gonna let it go. Absolutely not. And he needed to be called out. He absolutely needed to be called out because he lied to the community about wanting justice seen for Sarasota Tim. And he doesn't, because he doesn't even want me to take Tim to court. He thinks that's unfair for me. But I promise you, it has been a welcome change for this community to be able to make commentary. And this gentleman, loosely used as a term, able to falsely use YouTube's copyright system, because Tim never follows through with full federal action. That is when you do it the way that Tim does it, that's just a bully tactic. That's not actually any proper federal legal action. So everything that he does is just garbage, because he just misuses a system, and he hopes that he floods systems like he tried to flood me with continually trying to remove my channel with copyright. He knew exactly what he was doing. There's no mistake that Tim didn't understand that he does not have a full copyright and that he does not understand what he was doing. That is not the case. And even if that were the case, he has no evidence to prove that he's uninformed and ill-informed around the policy of using copyright. He could just throw out the word copyright all day long, but he doesn't mean that he actually understands how to officially gain copyright. And if he ever tried to take me into a federal court, he would have a really bad case, because he's already perjured himself 10 times with me alone. He's already perjured himself so many times. That's why I find it so surprising he wants to go to federal court. Oh, these guys are just some angries. Well, they all thought I was going to lose this case. They didn't think I could get personal jurisdiction. And then they thought Tim was going to come through with some actual strong legal defense while I sent these statutes in. They didn't realize that I had been building a case against Tim since last year when he started this nonsense. The minute I sent that cease and desist from that attorney's firm, put Tim on legal notice. So all these folks who always want to downplay the legitimacy of a cease and desist, when you go into finally suing somebody in a court of law, it does hold weight. And it just seems that Carl has, for somebody who actually studied the law, has very little understanding of the law. I mean, I actually have a lot of friends who are attorneys. And so and all types of attorneys, and they haven't helped me with this case, but I've just understood how the procedures of law work in the United States because of having been exposed to so much of it just through my friendships. And so it doesn't make me an attorney, obviously, by osmosis, but obviously also in my profession, having to do policy and statutes and dealing with a lot of regulatory paperwork, it does give me an ability to have understood the statutes that I needed in order to bring Tim not only to court, but to have personal jurisdiction over him in the Commonwealth of Virginia and be able to actually then have him brought from Florida into Virginia. Because there are state laws that actually allow you to do that, especially when somebody is a malicious actor in a business. And these laws are never talked about on YouTube as far as copyright, because the focus is always about the federal. And that actually is probably, when you're dealing with somebody who's a malicious bully on the internet, it's the worst way to go. You're better off looking at your state level statutes, because these are actually the most effective, the least expensive to take into court, the quickest to go through, and probably the most effective judgments to get in front of YouTube to actually have them take any action too. Because anything that goes federal, they just think it's creator and creator drama. So they don't even really care. And copyright drama. And YouTube with the safe harbor laws keeps completely away from anything to do with copyright. But they certainly don't want to be involved in any type of lawsuit that says that their copyright system was used to maliciously attack somebody else's business. And that's a completely different type of law and statutes compared to copyright. So it's a much bigger deal. And so for having been so criticized, told to eat my words, that they will be laughing about this, how they wanted to come to the court and harass me in Virginia Beach. These men wanted to have drones fly over my head. They wanted to have huge groups of these guys show up in court to intimidate me. I mean, they really took it personal that I decided to take Tim to court. And I don't give two flying what they feel. So they're all going to have to be eating their words, because I know that Tim is a narcissist. And so I knew that Tim's personality meant that he wasn't going to come into this courtroom with a defense. And he certainly wasn't going to get an attorney. So, and with all that said, my case is being taken seriously by the courts in Virginia because it is properly presented. So he's, we've won this one, guys. It's exciting. So we've won. You're not a violent person. You never punched anyone in the face. Well, I can't say the same. And that's only because I studied kickboxing. If I actually, but that's I'm not going to talk too much. But I did professionally learn to, well, not professionally. The coach, who was a 5-time black belt master of Muay Thai, kickboxing, and full contact, did want to turn me into a professional female fighter because I punch really hard, or at least I did. So I was only allowed to spar with men. They would not, generally there weren't many of the females who would like to spar with me because I punch really hard. Supposedly I put all my weight behind my punches, and even my, and this is an aside, and this is from a long time ago, but with my my teacher, my instructor, and I studied in Mexico, and with a lot of people that fought in Vegas, like underground fights, like some vicious stuff, man. And he would say my instructor that I actually did better punches like per my weight than the guys in the class, because they would punch, but they wouldn't put all of their weight behind their punch. And when I punched, all of my weight goes behind me. Like I naturally just punch really well. So I actually do have a punching bag. Oh yeah, he's always better than everybody else. Absolutely. Yeah, Tammy can't cook, but so yeah. But I certainly only do that because I enjoyed the sport of some pugilists. Oh God, I can't say the word. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it there. Timmy spent his day deleting comments. Yeah, Timmy had to get rid of the trolls, but that's okay because I kept some of the best ones here on the phone. So maybe that's what we'll do at members only tomorrow, guys. We'll go through the best of the deleted comments. I'll try to put that together. It takes me a little time sometimes because I have to edit stuff and I have to finish some modules for work tomorrow because my work is going to get very mad if I do not do these 2 modules tomorrow. So I have to do some work for work tomorrow. But we will be doing members only when we'll come up with something. Was it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? No, I studied Muay Thai, kickboxing, and full contact. So that's like 3 forms of that type of kickboxing. So it would be kickboxing, and there was full contact and Muay Thai. So those were the 3 that I studied. And that was before the mixed martial arts were so popular on, the UFC and all of that. So I was doing this long before the UFC became hip and cool. I was doing this in the 1990s in Mexico City. And it was probably because I watched one too many Jean-Claude Van Damme films, who Tim mixed up with that he does karate, and that's not correct. Jean-Claude Van Damme was a kickboxer. And the film that he was famous for was Kickboxing, where he kickboxed, I think, so hard he killed the guy at the end. Tim knows nothing about the action movies. He's just full of it. Talked about Steven Seagal. All the terrible people. All right, guys. I talked too much. I'm out of here. Hit the likes on the way out if you have not had a chance to do so. I know everyone's getting ready to go to bed because we all have work and stuff to do. And I'm excited. I've got some exciting stuff coming up, guys, for the channel. So good night. And middle case addicts. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Sammy, Catherine. Angel of Glass is always here in spirit. And thank you, everybody. And thank you for this person popping in and just coming in with a super. That was really nice. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.